Most organizations think planning is just for your finance group. So you're just doing your budgeting, your forecasting on a monthly basis. But what you can actually do is extend that into other departments such as your sales, your operations, your HR planning. And so today I want to go through a demo of how you can do your headcount planning directly within Power BI. And the power of this solution is that you don't have to rely on those Excel spreadsheets, you don't have any manual process. When you make a change in this data, it writes back directly to your Fabric data lake so that you can use that in other reports, in other analytics, other AI models that you might have. And so it takes it from a manual process to a fully automated and governed solution. So let's jump into the demo and we can actually show you exactly how to do this. So in this example, I have each of my departments and each person within that department. And so I can scroll through. It's just like your standard matrix within Power BI. In this example, I have my base scenario. And so your base scenario, if you're familiar with planning, budgeting, forecasting processes, that's generally your actuals. So it's maybe your prior year actuals, maybe it's your current actuals, but you never want to change your base scenario. When you want to add data, you create a new scenario, and then you start modifying from there so you can do a comparison back to your actuals. And in here, it is very easy to create a new scenario. We can walk through that right now. So you'll see I have, and it's just like Excel, I have my different sheets, and each sheet is a different scenario. So I have my April 2025 scenario. If I want to create a new scenario because I want to add salaries for these 3 employees, all I have to do is click the plus button. When it opens up the create scenario screen, I can say this is now my May 2025 scenario. And I can choose what series I want to plan along. So if I want the end user to be able to modify the actual salary, the taxes, the benefits, I can do that. Once I select which ones I want to plan by, I can click create. And you'll see what that does is create a new scenario and copies the data from your base scenario into the new one. So you start with that data. So you don't have to start anything from scratch. You can do it directly within there. Now, if I want to go make changes, I say, okay, maybe Dennis is going to make $100,000. That gets plugged in. If I want to then calculate my taxes, it's just like Excel. I can do formulas. I can say, okay, that equals this times, 20% of the salary. And it'll automatically calculate that. If I want to do benefits, I can do the similar calculation. And I've entered that directly within there. So now I'm actually modifying data. I can add data directly within the Power BI interface. I don't have to use Power App. I don't have to use Excel. It is all housed within Microsoft Fabric and Power BI. And now that I've made this change, I can go and write that back. And so what that means is that I'm actually going to insert that data directly back to Microsoft Fabric. So I don't have to do this automatically. I can set this up so that whenever I make a change, it writes back directly to Fabric. Or if I'm making lots of changes and I want to write back all of those at the same time, I can go ahead and just click the write back all button. And then I can select which scenarios do I want to write back and click write back. This is a setting. I can have those changes that I make be written back immediately into the system without going through the write back button. And now it's written back successfully. If I wanted to delete somebody out, so again, this is just a scenario. I'm not changing any actual data. It's just a scenario. I can go and click delete and it deletes all of these people. If I wanted to, let's say, plan by a new department, I can go in, I can do insert row, and I can say, okay, maybe I'm going to create a new department, or maybe I just want to add another person within that department. I added that person, and now I can go enter their salary in. And then I can go in and write that back again. So you see, all of this can be done in real time. I can write back directly to Microsoft Fabric, and if I have any downstream reporting that is using this data, all of those will be updated automatically as well. So you don't even have to upload data, you can change it directly within the Power BI interface and have that written back. If I want to go see that downstream impact, I can go in to any other report that is using that data. You'll see that I already have my May 2025 scenario popped up. I didn't even have to refresh the data. And I can add that in. And you see, okay, I see Dennis C in there, and I see the new salary that I've entered in with my calculations, super duper important. If I want to refresh and get the new executive, all I have to do is click the quick refresh button, and that gets added in as well. So all of that happens in real time, and I can make those changes, and I don't have to export data. I don't have to import data. It is made directly within the Power BI interface. We also have full commenting, notes, and audit capability. So if you are looking to do approval processes, you can do that. If you're looking to see if changes have been made and revert back those changes in case they entered data incorrectly, you can do that as well. Okay, I want to go see that audit. I can go see exactly what happened, who modified it, what was the data that was inputted. So you can see that $150,000 salary that I put into there. If I want to add comments, I can go in, I can view all of the comments that people have made. Let's say I do want to go choose this specific number. I can assign somebody to approve it and say, please approve. That is going to send an email directly to that person and ask for their approval, and then you can write that back. So you have full auditing and approval functionality directly within planning inside of Power BI.